NATO using war games to prepare for conflict, says Moscow. U.S.-led bloc is holding its largest exercise in decades near the Russian border, the foreign minister has pointed out. NATO's largest exercise since the Cold War are being held near Russian border, indicating that the U.S.-led bloc is seriously preparing for potential conflict with Moscow, Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria has said. Now, the steadfast defender drills featuring some 90,000 troops from all 32 NATO member states and 1,100 combat vehicles started in late January and will end in May. Now, it's a war game scenario, folks. Now, this was happening during the Obama administration when there was that big buildup, and I have a little clip I found from 2015 about this. Little clip, that little clip-making software found for me. About the military presence on the Russia-Ukraine border and that corridor there along there, and how they were purposely enticing and poking the bear, the Russian bear, right? And Gaza's health ministry condemns death of Palestinian doctor in Israel. Israeli jail calls for urgent probe. And we got nothing. Oh, Italy publicly scolds Macron over Ukraine intervention talk. The French president had previously laid out conditions for sending Western troops to Kiev, and that's why the whole European Union does not work. Period. It never did, never will. And is this one? There we go. Moscow puts Zelensky on a wanted list. The Russian Interior Ministry has listed the Ukrainian president among people suspected of committing a crime. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky appeared on a Russian Interior Ministry's wanted list on Saturday. The exact offense he has charged with remains unclear. We know why. How's about money laundering? Pentagon shifts jets to Qatar after UAE bans use of base for airstrikes, WSJ. So the Pentagon is shifting fighter jets to an unnamed aerial vehicles and other military aircraft to Qatar after UAE officials warned they will not allow Washington to use their soil for strikes in West Asia, as U.S. report says. So chess pieces are moving around the board, folks. It's very hard to keep up with what's going on. And Haiti hell. 1 week after it was installed, Transitional Council is helplessly divided over new prime minister. Violence continues as gangs demand political participation. And yeah, Haiti's been in turmoil for years now, decades now. And the situation, as dysfunctional as they have, with the extreme poverty and rampant violence, does not happen overnight on the country. It is a work of decades. Yep, that's exactly. It's been going on for so long. And if U.S. decides Israel's war on Gaza must stop, it will happen, says Hamas. So all America has to do is say, stop the war, it's game over, you're done. But unfortunately, there's too much money being laundered and there's too much politicians lining their pockets that this war against the innocent and this war against the people must go on. And a senior member of the Palestinian resistance movement, Hamas, says Israel's genocidal war against the Gaza Strip will end immediately if the United States decided it should stop. Yep, I believe in that 100%. And Ukraine is desperate for F-16s, but more delays are ahead. Of course, no one's going to want to send their F-16s there to get blown up overnight. And that's millions and billions of dollars just getting blown up out of the sky. And according to the Ukrainian Air Force spokesman, the arrival of the fighter jets in Ukraine will be officially announced, although no specific date was mentioned. And it won't be mentioned because no one in their right mind is going to invest in Ukraine anymore unless they're getting back at least 60% in their money laundered. And Gaza war, negotiations underway in Cairo to secure new ceasefire deal. And this was updated a few minutes ago. And negotiations for a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas in Gaza are underway in Cairo, sources said, after delegation of the Palestinian militant group Hamas arrived in Egypt on Saturday, May 4th, for the latest round of talks on the proposed truce and hostage release in Gaza, the news agency AFP reported, citing Egyptian media. So there it is right there, folks. And that's the war. And war pieces are moving. It's a very interesting time to be alive. And this shift is going to happen in August of this year. Somebody sent me a link to a video I made back in 2017 talking about a big alignment and a big shift coming in 2024. My jaw dropped. I'm like, wow. So it's something we've been prophesizing the longest time. 2024 is the year of years. And if nothing happens, then oh well, I just quietly retire off social media and just do other stuff. Anyways,